Oh, hey Clem, I dialed there. I didn't see you come on at first. I wanted to call you and give you the latest update. I'm telling you what, we had some excitement around here last night. Me and Ethel was sitting there and we was watching the movie, one of them DVDs, and it's a good movie. Boy, it was about 8 o'clock, and all of a sudden there was a pounding on the front door, and went to the door, and there was old Jimmy Joe Patterson, you know, the sheriff, and 7 of his deputies. And I said, hello. And I said, well, Jimmy Joe, what's going on? He said, Cletus, he said, we've had some reports from folks driving by here of some strange odors. And I said, strange odors? He said, yeah. And he says, some of them were kind of concerned that maybe there was some drug cooking going on here. Oh, and I looked at him, I said, Jimmy Joe, I said, now, you being sheriff, I said, you've knowed me all my life. And I ain't never used drugs, and you knows that. He said, well, I know that, Cletus, but he says, you know, the public voted me into office, so I've got to check, you know, when they say something. He says, so I'm asking your permission to search the premises. He says, now, I can get a warrant. I said, oh, heck, Jimmy Joe. I said, yeah, just search all you want, man. It ain't bothering me. I said, hang on a second. Let me get Leroy and Blue, you know, my dogs, my old hounds, and let me get them put up in the one room till you're ready to search it, and then I'll move them again, because they don't cotton to strangers, you know. And so anyway, I went and got the dogs and put them up, and they all come in and started going through the house. Now, I asked them, I said, nice. I said, now guys, don't tear the house up. I said, if anything you want to look in, that's fine, but, you know, don't tear the house up real bad. I said, Ethel have me cleaning this place up till, you know, okay? But anyway, they was pretty nice about it. They was going through everything. They checked all the rooms and stuff and asked if we had any medications. I said, well, no. I said, the only thing I take is a couple of aspirin. And I said, all that other stuff, it kind of messes you up. I said, you know, I'm healthy because I eat my chili all the time. I said, that old chili's good for you. Gives you a good, strong constitution, see. And so they was looking around, and I heard one of them go out towards the garage, and they was going to check it out. And then one of the younger deputies, he says, well, what's that little shed out there in the back? And I said, what are you talking about, shed? He said, that one out there in that back corner. I said, well, that's my outhouse. He says, well, outhouse, what is that? I said, son, you're real young, ain't you? Oh, and I told him, I said, that's a bathroom, you know, a toilet, you know, a john, whatever you want to call it, an outhouse. He said, well, what do you do in an outhouse? And I looked at Jimmy Joe, and Jimmy Joe was about to laugh. You know, this young deputy, he wasn't too bright about this stuff. His kid couldn't have been 20 years old, see. And I said, well, what do you do when you go in your bathroom? And he says, I take a shower, or he says, I sit on the toilet. And I said, that's what I do in the outhouse out there on the throne. I said, I eat a lot of chili, and Ethel won't let me go in the house, so I had to keep that outhouse out there so, you know, I don't mess up the indoor plumbing. I said, you go ahead and check it if you want to. There ain't nothing stored in there. He says, well, okay. He says, Sheriff, I'm going to go out there and check it. Well, oh, sorry about that. So he went out the door there, and we was standing there in the kitchen, of course, by the window so we could see what was going on. He walked out there. He opened the door, and just, all of a sudden, he fell slap in that outhouse, and yeah, wasn't moving, you know. So we all run out there. Well, he was passed out. Boy, I tell you. And we got him picked up and took him out there by the little picnic table there under the tree and set him down and everything. And he'd fell, and boy, it busted his nose all up. It was a bleeding, and looked like he's going to have a swelled up lip. So let me get a drink here. And so anyway, it took them most of an hour and a half, I guess, and they got all done. And you know, Jimmy Joe thanked me and apologized for any inconvenience and all that. And I said, okay. I said, Jimmy Joe, you're just doing your job. I understand all that. So, you know, we can get back to our movie now. And he said, yeah. So they left, and I went back out there and looked where the kid had fell, and yeah, sure enough, I had to go get some paper towels and stuff because he'd hit his nose right there on the seat, boy, and I mean, kind of bloodied it up, so I had to clean that up. But ain't that something? I said, somebody drove by here, and just because they smelled an odor, well, I mean, there's odors everywhere. I mean, my God, anybody anybody living in this part of the country, oh Lord, that knows anything about chili ought to know that that's just, any odor they're going to smell around here is just chili exhaust. And, listen, Clem, I better go. That one was kind of electric. I think it had juice in it.